I tell you what, I'm excited to be here today, and I'm all the way from the great state of North Carolina. All right, about 6 others are from there too. Amen. Good. I'm going to have Dr. Price. I call him Dr. Price. He teaches Sunday school at our church, and he's a blessing. So, Brother Price, you come on up here. 25 years as a sheriff's deputy in Currituck County, North Carolina, and that's worth something right there. Amen. I've asked Brother Price to step up this afternoon and give a brief word of testimony about what he endured, what he went through as an authority in law enforcement. Come on.
You know, I was trying to think of the words to say that when Pastor Barrett asked me to speak to y'all today. I look out in the audience today and I see myself in you. You wouldn't believe it, but when I was in high school, I was the shyest guy in the class. And I actually failed the 10th grade for not giving a book report in front of the class. But look at me today. I served faithfully for over 25 years in law enforcement. I served 4 years in the military. From 84 through 88, I experienced something that later in life I knew it came from God. See, I was saved at 13, but when I was in the Army, I was backslidden and I lived for the world. And just before I got out of the Army in 88, I was caught in a motor pool fire and suffered third-degree burns, 30% of my body. I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of people with less than 30% of their body burned and were scarred for life. And I know y'all are familiar with the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He was in the fire with me. I have one scar on the back of my neck. You wouldn't even notice it unless you look right at it. That's all I suffered. But I didn't realize until later in life that God was with me. When I got out of the Army, I pursued a career in law enforcement in 1991. It was hired on with the Currituck Sheriff's Office in 1992. During that time, there was a lot of respect for law enforcement back then. A lot of respect, just in general with the public. And as the years passed, I saw a slow decline with the public for law enforcement. And it really bothered me to see the decline over the years in the authority. Because I remember when I was your age, I looked up to authority. And I also remember at age 13, even before then, before I got saved, God put a spirit in me, and I've shared this with Pastor Eric. He put a spirit in me of right and wrong. And I've always had a high conviction of right and wrong. And that's what helped me to pursue law enforcement, because I always wanted to protect the people that were treated unjustly and done wrong in crimes against people. One of the biggest encouragers in my life has been Pastor Eric. I look up to him, even though I've got a few years on him. But God has totally blessed me. In the year 2000, I had gotten remarried. I had one son from a previous marriage and didn't get to see him that much growing up. But in 2000, God changed that. And changed my perspective of life and turned me around again. Because God not only gave me a son back, He gave me twins. They're 20 years old right now. And I'm so thankful for that. But for you young people, when you go out in the street and you hear things about the police, there's a lot of things that police do that you're not aware of. There's a lot of things that they're trained in that you're not aware of, and they do things that seem unorthodox or don't seem fair. And sometimes that comes from that training. And it's hard to relate when we're trying to do a job. You know, we have a heart too. We have families too. We love just like you do. And it's sad to see across the nation what's going on with authority. Pastor, I think you're going to bring a message about authority today. No. I'm just thankful that He gave me the opportunity to come here today to share a little bit about my testimony at age 13 and being saved. I'll never forget that day. It's like the world was lifted off my shoulders, even at age 13. And I love the way people try to compare one another. This person did some bad things and they're worse off than this guy here or this girl right here. But God sees sin as sin. It's all sin. And even at that age, I knew I wasn't right in my heart. And He convicted me of it. He said, son, you're a sinner. And you need me, and you can't do it without me. And He's proved that over 25 years since that incident in the military. I've only drawn my gun out of my holster 3 times in my entire career without one round being fired or me being hurt. I've been in many fights. I've been in many chases. Not once got hurt. So, you listen to what Pastor Eric has to say for you today, because he's going to bring a strong message. And he's an encouragement to me. I love that man.
Amen. I love you, brother.